Hey everybody, it's Gypsy, and welcome to On the Edge of Appalachia. So today is Friday, October 24th, 2025, and that means for me, it is time for my garden tour Saturday. Aren't those leaves pretty? So, wow, this week, I got a lot done at the beginning of the week. But then it started raining and it got very cold. It has been in the 40s and rain all week and windy. It's been terrible. But anyways, one of the first things I did, well, no, not the first thing, but I had to tear down my pumpkin stand. I sold out of pumpkins so quick. And I only had a few left, and I wanted to save them for myself so I can use them for baking for the holidays. So I closed that down. Did pretty good. It was more or less an experiment this year because I wanted to see how it would go and if it's worth expanding my efforts next year. And I definitely feel like it is. It was a lot of fun to grow them and sell them. And I did good with selling them. So, yeah, I'm going to expand next year. So anyway, at the beginning of the week, I think this was Monday or Tuesday. Look at that crazy girl. She's just silly. I finished this. This was where the beans and the pumpkins and the corn was. This is about 45 to 50 feet long, depending which side you're on, by 15 feet wide. And I did this all myself. I cleared everything out of here. Everything. Including the weeds, if there were any left. And I laid down the weed fabric. I also, as you can see over here, I tore out along this little lattice wall here. I had 6 sunflowers and a whole lot of morning glories. Tore those out. So, it is cold out here. Now tomorrow, it's supposed to go back up into the 50s and stay there for a while. I don't know what's going on there. Anyways. Yeah, so I got all this cleared out. I have to get my wagon over here, my cart, and clean up my piles of debris. But I haven't been in here in a while because of this rain. First thing I notice is things are toppled over. Now, that could be from the high winds we had the other day. However, we're having deer problems. They have been more aggressive with my garden this year. Now, I feel the reason is way back there we have like a little tiny orchard. 1 or 2 apple trees and the rest are crab apples. And the deer love them. They come in the fall to eat those. Well, every spring we have the most gorgeous display of apple blossoms back there. The whole area back there is just, it's amazing. It looks like a fairy tale. Well, for whatever reason this past spring, they didn't bloom. It was such a disappointment. So now there's no apples, and the deer do not have apples. So they seem to be coming up close to the house and being very aggressive. So I don't know if the winds blew these over or the deer jumped the fence, because they're really loving the peas over here. Yeah, this place is a mess. I gotta clean this up. Let me see. Looks like they got all the pea pods that were growing, which is quite, there's one there. Quite a disappointment. So, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to find a way to pull this back or something. I did plant it way too close to the fence, and I did have that thought as I was planting. So anyways, let's see. do I have any peppers wanting to cooperate? Now, the weird thing is, we haven't really had a first frost yet. It gets cold, but it hasn't been clear. Clear skies at night to get the frost. So far I'm okay. Don't know. Let's see. And then what else? So my next step, just looking at my radish, is, to fix this mess over here. And I'm going to start pulling out my summer crops and laying down either cardboard or fabric, because I want to make things as easy as possible for me. I'm just looking at the way my plants are leaning. See if I could figure this out. Anyways, I think I'm going to start over here with the peppercini. They're done. So I'm going to start pulling these out. And I'm going to lay down the cloth or the cardboard. So yeah, let me check these peppers over here. These peppers, I do not do well with peppers. They still look like they're starting to turn, but they're not anywhere close. I don't know what to do about those. These peas are doing nicely. Those are the Lincoln peas. I don't know that we're going to have a stir fry with those nice big mammoth melting snow peas. That would be nice, but I don't know what's going on here. Anyway, I'm trying to think what else. So after I clean up in here, I'm going to start cleaning up the greenhouse and breaking that down, because I don't want to lose that this year. And on this side over here of the greenhouse, I'm going to start expanding this for my cottage garden. Now, I was thinking, this girl's so silly. She loves it. She runs around like a crazy cat. And she's always been my quietest, most well-behaved cat. But she gets out here, and she's just a different cat. So anyways, here's what I'm thinking. Because I want to grow a lot more different varieties of pumpkins and gourds next year. So I'm thinking, okay, so this area I want to bring out more this way and extend more this way. So I'm thinking, because this is for my cottage garden with all my herbs and stuff. I'm thinking, what if I put a trellis around and then did my gourds or something, something like that on the trellis to make be like a wall. So I'm thinking about that. I'm also thinking my arch here, which I can't believe is still actually green, bringing that out more. And I would have to get more of my stepping stones here. I like these kinds, more rustic, I could have my son and daughter-in-law go down the river, get me slate, but I don't know if that's worth the effort. Anyways, yeah, that's about it. There's really not much going on here because it's just been so cold. So wet and rainy. So tomorrow at the flea market, we are having our trick-or-treat for the kids. And we're going to dress up, and the kids come to each booth and trick-or-treat. We give them candy. And I will be pulling the ticket for my raffle to see who won the basket I made. So it's going to be an exciting day tomorrow. So I'm going to leave you with that. Blessed be, and make it a joyful one.